Hi again. Would you like to bring up what you feel were maybe confusing points to people um, regarding this election? Do you feel there's some points that need to be clarified for the voting public?
Uh, uh, um, it seems like one of the clearest things with the Olympia City Council is what they're going to do about poverty and disenfranchisement in Olympia. And that what you saw was a slate of three individuals who are working to take three seats on a platform of trying to do better in serving the poor in Olympia as opposed to the business community in Olympia. So I think that you could see that really was a definition that was needing to be talked through and debated. Particularly, they didn't concentrate a lot on the recent
And
police incident. So they could have really talked more about how the police work and the history of the police and gone more deeply into that. That might have been interesting. As I say, the format of having all the questions out on the table prior to the candidates responding to them was difficult for the candidates. I had one candidate approach me about that format. So when we have another forum, we're thinking about doing a forum for the east side. That was a west side forum, so you had a geographical focus on the forum on the west side, and that the east side forum could maybe do it a little differently in terms of how to process questions and how to get information out on the table. With the port, it is a business, so you have all these complications of how the business actually works. I think that that really was not clear. It was more like people were just meeting these port candidates and getting issues out on the table and perhaps not understanding the larger history of how the port got to where it is, especially with the log export part and the discussion of what options are there to have a port that is a publicly managed function that really builds the kind of futuristic economy that balances environmental destruction with economic viability. The big issue that was presented that everybody seemed to agree on is food and food source. Of course, that is always a central issue. Where are you going to eat? Where is the next meal going to come from? And how is that produced? And how can that be orchestrated locally? The question of what sort of economy is in that sort of thing, as opposed to logs and airplanes and oil, which are, of course, the big ticket items for the economy. So it's a real struggle that I think people had trouble grappling with and visualizing. So it needed more kind of exploration and discussion to see how that would all come out.
thank you, Tom.